Echo.
Oh my God.
Do it.
Hello and welcome. It's HardLore time.
What's going on, Colin?
I'm so sick of your fucking echo. What's up? I don't want to be killed in the AI war, so I'll let her do her thing. But hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. How's
Do
it
you
going?
you guys say like please and thank you to your AIs?
Lana does, and I'll be like, you don't have to do that.
I say thank you every time. I didn't just now, and I felt a little weird about it.
In the interest of long-term safety for all of us, it's probably best that you do.
Yeah.
Skynet.
So
Dude,
speaking of Skynet, our past guest, but our current guest,
Who do we got?
oh my goodness, one of the all-time great motherfuckers, I like to call him. A man I've toured with, a man I've spilled blood with, a man I've shared a kebab with.
Oh,
Man, it got multiple
That's
kebabs
shit.
with, probably.
Mhm.
Joey from Koyo, welcome, Joey.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate it truly, and I appreciate the words and the intro on that for real,
Of course. How you doing, buddy?
dude. I'm doing great. I'm doing really fucking great. I got back to Stony Brook, New York, beautiful place, home solo mio. You know the vibes.
Oh,
The
beautiful.
goat, dude.
Beautiful place. I
Yep.
have been.
It's magical. I know Vitalo was the classic.
Yeah.
You're coming through on tour, like you got to
Yeah.
know what's up with Stony Brook, and I like to think I've for my following gen of friends and touring people is always the same vibe. Like
You
if you're
put on the
crashing in
mantle.
Stony Brook, you got to come through and eat soul meal and just know the vibes. You know,
It's the top 5 all time for me. I'm just gonna.
Dude.
I'm like a guy. I eat some pizza.
You're a pizza guy.
That's the top 5.
That place is really good. Lumpy likes another place on Long Island.
probably Roses, if I had
Yep,
to guess.
yep,
And
yep.
I've had roses
that's where
too.
I would say that's like 40 minutes or so west of me, like where Lumpy's from. I know he's been living in Connecticut for a while, but he's Huntington. He's Huntington.
Long
Dude, the
Island is so
fucking-
big. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
the,
fucked,
the fucking pizza from Roses with tortellini on it is like
dude. It's
so good.
Did you? Oh, well, I don't know.
absolutely crack shit.
I don't know if you're a vodka sauce guy, Bo. Are you?
Oh,
I am.
yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The penne
Straight
vodka slice at Soy
Yeah,
Milk?
that's amazing.
Get
It's
the
awesome.
fuck out of here.
So
So
many
good.
people, like a lot of people, like hate on specialty slices and like more gimmicky pizza. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not out here like judging or tiering a pizza spot like with that as like the, I guess, first and foremost point of judgment.
Right.
But-
right.
Dude, specialty slices are awesome. Yo, a barbecue slice from Solomio is like goated shit. It's fucking amazing.
See, I
They got-
won't do the barbecue, but I bet it's good because they're making it.
Yes.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
My
agree.
move
Shit's
is
awesome.
I agree.
is full regular pie,
Mm-hmm.
well done, and then like 2 other slices.
I like
That's
to do,
where I get my.
I love like a regular slice, a chicken parm, something like
Hey.
that,
Mm.
and then something kind of wacky because chicken parm is pretty standard on a pizza. You know,
yeah,
like
it's still marinara.
yeah. And then the fucking tortellini or the vodka penny or something like that.
Yeah,
That's just
so-
like
something
you're not
an
gonna find
oddity.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Love
you
it.
mentioned Long Island, Joey.
I
You're-
mention it often.
You mentioned being kind of one generation younger than the Vitalos and the King Nines of the world.
Mm.
What was that? You're okay, and this is what I want to know. This is kind of what I want to get into.
Run it. Let's
You're
go.
the singer of the torchbearers of the new wave of American emo, right? You know, that's your
I
vibe.
appreciate that. I
But-
definitely appreciate that as a.
But the real Joey,
Mm.
this guy in here,
the guy who I know.
spin kicking sick fuck.
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's. I can cop to spin kicking sick fuck behavior.
I know.
Yeah. I'll put it this way. It's not like it's something I want to put a lid on or hide. You know, I think
That's
I
good.
spent, but most of my show attending life, I mean, even to date, has just been being a fucking mostly deplorable piece of shit. So
Yeah.
you know, like it's not like I think it would reflect ill on me if I ever like for any reason, not that I ever would, but if I was ever just wanted to fucking throw a cloak on that, like that'd just be silly.
Just
But
a
yeah.
lot, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I love all the, obviously, like I wouldn't be playing in a band I'm in, like the one I'm in now, if I didn't have a love for like the more melodic side of like,
Yeah.
you know, hardcore and punk stuff. But like my bread and butter, like coming up musically was always the heavier and harder stuff. That was always
Mm-hmm.
what I kind of flocked to.
So let me ask you, because you do probably when it comes to let's call it like aggressive soft music, like I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Like my favorite style of singing is what you do, which is you're yelling, but it's
with notes.
It's with notes.
Yeah.
There's a pitch
Melodic
to
yelling.
it. Like, when did you figure out you could do that? Did you always know you could do that?
So that's a good question in itself, because honestly, I didn't always know I could do that. So my whole timeline for all this shit is like, I sang. Me and Harold are the guitar player that also played in Hangman. We like grew up together and we played in bands together like from like age 12 on. And this band is just another crack at doing that. But from that age, the two of us like tried our hat at like both singing and like yelling and screaming and shit all throughout like our teenage years. But by like age 15, we started doing like a choir. Like it was the only AP or like high status class I took in high school. I almost like flunked out of high school. But we took like an AP choir class called Camerata. And basically like we were trained to sing classically in that class, and we go and like compete all over the Northeast and like sing in Italian and other languages and shit.
Wow.
Like it was crazy.
Wow.
But I knew I could sing via that. I didn't know that I could combine singing with like the more, I guess, because at that point I was playing in heavier bands, so I knew how to like yell or scream or whatever. But I didn't know I could like fuse the two in any way.
Were you the singer? Were you the singer of a band before Koyo? Because you played bass and Typecast, right?
Yeah. So before Koyo, me and Harold did a band called They'll Float, which was like literally like our like middle school through, I want to say like first year of college, like end of high school band.
Yeah.
And it pretty much just shifted with our music tastes. It started as like a metalcore band, which actually some deep lore on this, like first iteration, Cheyenne Snider, daughter of Dee Snider, sang for it.
Wow.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. But Shy literally like goes to shows in LA now and shit. And like I literally saw her like on that Stick to Your Guns tour we just did. But like for our like adolescence, we were just like going to like everything together. Pop punk, metalcore, hardcore. We all just got into like all the same shit together.
I have
So,
to sidebar really quick.
Yeah, please run it.
I don't care about Twisted Sister, really. That's not
I
it's,
do.
it's not, but it's just like not my bag, baby. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
but I adore Dee Snider.
Oh,
like,
he's the shit. He's awesome.
I legitimately like he's like an actual like hero of mine, standing up against censorship and doing the whole gimmick, like being who he is and being like not drinking, not doing drugs, like
yeah, dude.
and
He literally
and being down with actual heavy bands. I think, Colin, did you, me, and Seeley have a FaceTime like over COVID just talking about him, or am I making this up? Yeah, we did a FaceTime at like 1 a.m. my time on whether or not Dee Snider was Long Island hardcore.
So there's like a lot of deep there's a lot of deep lore that would, I think, field an argument for it, and also potentially field an argument against it. But I remember as I'm 26 now, I remember as young as 15 being told by D himself that for his favorite hardcore band was Death Before Dishonor.
That's right.
It's pretty crazy in like the scope of things, and obviously he's like worked with Josta on like Hatebreed.
Oh, Josta's like, I think wrote his entire last album.
The last record, yeah.
Dude,
which is pretty crazy, you know.
The Twisted Sister Pee Wee scene is like a transformative thing.
We don't.
And another thing that comes to mind, by the way, is Shy told me this like 2019, I guess, because her and I like have reconnected around then. There were a couple years where we weren't really talking as much once she like moved out to LA. Like I want to say like we were like 19, so we kind of reconnected around 2019 or whatever. And she was telling me that her dad and Don Fury were like roommates in the city. And or went to like high school. There's like best friend link shit.
So he heard it all.
So
dude,
he said, "What do you think of this?"
Literally
mix?
heard everything.
Yeah.
I love Dee Snider. I think he's so cool.
Yeah,
I follow him on Twitter. Like
He's
it's
the
that,
shit.
you know what I mean? It's like I'll listen to what you have to say, D. Let's get D
his
on
daughter
the show.
sang in Joey's first band.
Mm-hmm.
So
and she literally literally like that band like that realistically should have broke up like after about a year. So like we exist with Cheyenne in the band for about a year and a half. It's like just a metalcore band, like high school shit. That D hooks it up, gets us on a stage at Bamboozle, 3 Warped Tour dates. Dude,
What?
yeah. He pulls all the strings. When we were like in high school, we were like, we earned this. We earned this because we can sell 30 tickets at a shitty local show and actually sell the 30 tickets. Like we were on some like weird fucking high horse about not letting people know that like D hooked it up and like we wanted to be like take it seriously or whatever. It was all bullshit. He hooked it up, got us on a couple of shows. We played like Warped Tour and Bamboozle. Shy literally hated singing. She just wanted to be in a band. So she quit and she was like, yo, like it's all good, like keep going. So we kept going and the band pretty much just evolved with our taste. So there's probably like 6 months where it was like a heavier metalcore band, and then 6 months where it's like, you know, an aborted like faux hardcore effort. And then I think where it landed off was because again, the way we were looking at it was very verbatim. Like I swear to God, not that the band at all sounded like this, but the conversations that me and Harold were having in high school while we were writing stuff for this band was like, all right, so like this part can sound like verse, but we need like a stigmata mosh part. Like it was like totally broken. It was fucked up shit. And it didn't necessarily sound like that, but our scope
you knew mentally what you were trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. But our scope of like what we knew was, although like rapidly growing, still so limited. So like all of our examples for like what we want out of a song were like aborted, like chopped and screwed ideas. So like
that's crazy.
It would be conversations like that. I'd be like, all right, this next part needs to sound like Bane, and the part we're doing doesn't sound like Bane at all. You know,
it's just like
exactly.
Sick.
And then that band broke up when we were 18, and then I just didn't play in a band again until Typecast. But I fronted.
You had moshing to do. You didn't need to be in a band.
Yeah, exactly. Did moshing and like my entry level road dogging around that time. It was very very limited, very light. You know, just like
let's get into that.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear about. Yeah, because I didn't know you guys have toured together. I had no idea.
This is pretty somewhat recently. The last tour that full tour I ever did was with Joey, but before that,
in the same span that we toured together, Bo, like we it was like that same like 3-month window, which is pretty interesting. But So I guess
you were my Bo and I's generation was the generation that you were growing up in as a mosher.
Yes, and respectively seeing both of your bands as an attendee in that gen. You know, like that was my coming up time. Like I specifically remember my mother dropping me off at Sayville, I can't say the full name of the venue, SRC.
Yes.
And I particularly remember I left my shift at Tropical Smoothie when I was 16, got dropped off, and I was bummed because I missed the Twitching Tongue set, and I was like, shit, like probably was crazy, and got there late. And I think
I think that was the first time we came with Soul Search and Minus.
No, it was the later one. It was the Power Trip one.
You were 16 at that?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Pretty crazy, right? It's fucked up. But the rest of the show was dope, but Mr. Set at that one. But.
That's all right. I think we played second or something. So Tropical Smoothie was more important that day.
It had me bent over the coals on that one, unfortunately.
Who were the formative bands for you, locally or touring wise, where you were like, yeah, this is my shit?
Locally, like, I mean, like at like the larger scale, like you had your most immediate, like what was going on. You had your incendiaries and backtracks, like doing abnormal things at a hardcore scale in terms of like level, I want to say. Like but the first hardcore record I ever really got into was like Crusade, like Incendiaries, like the first LP. And like I got like obsessed with that record in high school, and like that's more or less what kind of got me rolling, going to shows and whatnot. But like you were seeing like all your, I want to say that your Incendiary, Backtrack, King 9 generation playing locally was like what got me going. Like I was pretty psyched on that. A local band called Bottom Out, which ended up basically.
I remember Bottom Out.
Yeah, Bottom Out was dope. Like I remember being psyched to see Incendiary and Bottom Out play together in like 2012.
What did Bottom Out become? Who were those guys?
It basically, essentially, the only person that rolled over into it was Ian, but it ultimately became Jukai, if you want to call it that. Like Ian played.
That's what it was.
Jukai after,
Right.
but and then like after, you know, like the Incendiary, King 9, Backtrack, Gen, it's like those are all the bands I'm seeing, but I don't really like know anyone in those bands at that point. Like I'm just attending.
Yeah.
And then like my peers, I want to say, are really like the Detriment, Separated, Jukai. Like even though some of those people in those bands are maybe a little older than me, like
older, yeah.
those were the people I was like getting to know at shows, and those were the bands I was mostly seeing. And via that, I think that's what kind of rolled into me more or less meeting the rest of like the Northeast that I became friends with.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Jukai and Separated and Detriment all would go play Connecticut, would go play Massachusetts all the time.
Yeah.
And I would either just roll with them or roll on my own accord and just go to the shows, you know? Like Connecticut at that place, the Wild Leg, was like the easiest Northeast meeting point ever, because if you're in Boston, it's 2 hours. If you're on Long Island, it's 2 hours. Like, so everyone would just kind of congregate in the middle.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If you're very
hopefully.
lucky. Yeah.
Long Island.
Coming home, it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Traffic on Long Island is the
worst thing in the world. Worst thing ever.
Dude,
the only place I've ever experienced it worse was literally Bangkok. Like, so we're at that level of just like infrastructure being fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
this is just totally like
Long Island
non-fun.
every day is like Thanksgiving on the 405 here.
it is.
That checks out to me.
It's crazy.
That sounds right. And obviously I don't literally like I can see that example in my head without being there, you know? Like,
you don't even have to know.
It's fucked. It's truly fucked. Like, dude, literally, like,
you can't drive a trailer on the highway.
Oh yeah. Dude. Oh my God. You're going 60 and you're reading like a manual on the side. Just like,
what is that about?
It's so fucked. I don't get it. It's only no parkways. So either the Long Island Expressway or Sunrise Highway. Those are the only two highways on Long Island where you can take a trailer. And last night, we were coming home from the shows we just played with Drain. Literally last night, drove home from Wilkes-Barre, and I dropped someone off, and I remember like I had two choices. I could either drive 8 minutes to drop the next person off, but go on a parkway, or do like 15 minutes on the expressway. I was like,
you were a bad boy.
If I get a ticket, I get a ticket. Parkway.
We've done it for sure. And
for sure.
But I've also gotten pulled over multiple times, and I think every single time was a van, honestly. So,
that makes sense. They're little fuckers.
Checks out.
We did. I think it was either Cannibal Corpse or the last Knock Loose tour that we did. I got pulled over 2 times on the same tour and got out of both of them. I haven't gotten a ticket since I was a teenager.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think you were doing that was bringing on all the heat?
It's always speeding.
Yeah, it checks out.
You like to go fast, Bo?
I do the overnight drives. Let's go, baby.
Oh,
no one's out there. Let's zoom.
Now
and you're like you're a talker, you know.
Oh yeah, I love to chat.
You love
I'm up.
Cops.
Oh yeah, with cops. Oh, I love cotton. But like, you know what? It's always like as we're getting. You know how when you're driving through like West Texas or into New Mexico, Arizona, like the highways go through a town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
it's literally a trap. It's a speed trap.
It's a speed trap, and that's where
it's like 75, 30.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a guy waiting like
you were coming in a little hot.
A little hot. Just like every other person that drove on this road today. You know,
ever.
Dude.
Yeah.
Las Cruces, Arizona, or New Mexico.
New Mexico.
That part of the country is just insane.
I love
driving through that every time is wild.
It's so cool, right?
It's desolate.
Growing up on, I almost did it. Growing up on Long Island is like kind of what I imagine, kind of similar to where I grew up, being a suburb of Chicago, like a really big suburb, obviously smaller than Long Island, but like, you know, like you're going to the city for shows. You're doing like, that's like where everyone wanted to live when you're growing up and everything. So like, going to like where Colin lives now, not necessarily where you grew up, but like the Southwest at all, California, seeing like that coast for the first time was like unbelievable.
Crazy.
Dude, yeah, it's like at that point in your life, it's like bucket list shit coming from where we're coming from.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, it's crazy. And I'm sure it's the same vibe for you, Colin, where the first full US, I'm sure you get to the East Coast, it's like jaw dropping shit.
Absolutely.
Just in the sense of like, you know.
When I saw, I mean, even the bean, brother. When I saw the bean,
Yeah.
and it was like, yo, I'm getting paid $100 to play the show later, and I get to see this bean.
This is big ass bean.
Yeah. So no, like in every landmark still fucks my ass. You know.
Where
sure.
do you guys in the country? And we'll get back to road dogging, but I like these. Where do you consider to just be? And you can't say where you're from or where you live. Where do you consider to be just the most beautiful? Like
New England.
Holy shit, yeah. But where?
Like Vermont, New Hampshire, Rhode Island.
Is Maine part of New England?
Yeah,
yeah.
Maine's part of New England.
Portland. My answer is Portland, Maine.
It's beautiful. It's
Gorgeous.
that is definitely that is a up there answer. I would consider that on par with like my other answer would probably be like driving like north from the Bay into like Oregon and shit.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's a good. I did that drive by myself, as I've said before, and it was like one of the most peaceful, serene.
Yeah.
I was just like 14 straight hours of me by myself, just having the best time.
Dude, it's
You
awesome.
see fucking Shasta, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shasta,
dude,
Mount
I-
Shasta.
I swam in the lake out there on my first full US actually.
The Shasta?
The Shasta Lake. The Shasta Lake.
Huge, dude. That's where soda's made. That's
Dude,
where
it was awesome.
Dr. Shasta's made there. How was it?
Dude, it was beautiful. I felt the doctor's energy in the
You
room.
felt them?
In the lake.
All right.
Just no. I felt it.
Full heavy lake, dude.
Dude,
Dude,
it was beautiful.
Speaking of lakes, I just I got a story, Colin, that you're just gonna love.
What do you got for me?
We were outside of Byron Bay, Australia, Byron, and there's a tea tree lake where the water is like red, but it's tea tree oil because all around the banks of the lake are tea trees. So like you get in and it's like tingly. It's actually really awesome. So it was late at night. It was pitch black, and we all like go in, and after a second, you hear Chris go, "Oh fuck, I have my wallet." And everyone's like, "Oh," he had gone into the lake with his wallet still in his shorts pocket. And everyone's like, "Oh, bummer."
What is his problem?
And then like 30 seconds later, as he's over by the van taking his shit out, you hear, "Fuck!" And everybody goes, "What's wrong?" Because like spider, snake, like, you know.
Yeah.
And he goes, "My phone was in my pocket too."
Dude, what? How is that the second thing you realized?
And this is on a 6-week tour down there. Like it was the big one we did. We were halfway through it, and the rest of the tourism shit, Chris had to use an iPad for.
Was his phone wrecked?
Yeah.
God, what is his deal?
It's one of my
That's
favorite,
crazy.
dude.
He's
My
Costanza.
phone was in my pocket too.
He's Harm's Way Costanza.
Awesome
Oh my
descriptor.
god.
Yeah, fucking unbelievable. So what was Joey's first tour?
So aside that, discounting like early the all phone stuff, because we just worth prefacing, like at 16, like we had a bass player in the band that was 18, so we would go, much to my parents' dismay. I'm still grateful they let me do this at all, because I'm frankly like, I get why they wouldn't. But at 16, we do little weekend runs, so we'd do like we'd play anywhere and anything, didn't matter what the show was, because like the band, because it was so like defunct and weird and high schooly, didn't have like a real proper scene or like proper thing to like call ourselves or attach ourselves to. So we'd play anything anywhere. So we'd go down to like West Virginia and play like an emo show at like a Christian VFW hall.
One off?
Yeah, like one off, like maybe 2 shows tops. Like, and then we'd go to like rural Pennsylvania and play like surprisingly enough, like get put on like a hardcore show in a basement and be like, whoa, like this was bad for us, but cool to be here, you know, like it was that type of vibe. So like a lot of that. And then right before They All Float broke up, we did like 3 weeks out to Texas through the Midwest and back in a Ford Explorer when I was like just turned 18. And that was like, it was rough. It was awesome. Weird shows, weird, as you could assume. Literally just like whatever we could get type tour.
Yeah.
That was like my first real taste of anything extensive, because up to that point it'd been like 3 days, 4 days, 2 days. And then I didn't tour for about 2 years because I had, honest to God, like I had a stint of like I want to do college, which I still haven't finished, but I did get my associate's degree, so I did.
Hey, good, congrats.
More than us.
More than me.
Yeah.
But I locked in half of college, and then I also had a stint where like esports is blowing up. League of Legends is the biggest game in the world. You know, like
Li Joe is on top, dude.
Li Joe is truly one of the greatest players.
One of the goats of all time.
World. Like, it was that moment where it's like, yo, this became like that whole world of shit went from being cult to legitimately mainstream and extremely profitable. And I had a stint where like me and Spanos, the bass player of Koyo, we both were just like grinding this game.
Is it.
Of the storm. Like, we were like, this is it. Like, I was like, I didn't even want to go pro. I just wanted to like be like a guy, and I wanted to like interview pros and be a guy in that world and shit. So I had like 2 seconds where I was like interviewing like Heroes of the Storm pro players. I like a year where I was like neglecting college, just doing exactly what we're doing right now, asking people about a video game. And I did like 8 or 9 of those, like eight or 9 video game hard lores. Like, this is some deep lore shit. I never talked about something in the podcast, but that literally like deterred me from like road dogging for a little bit, because I was like tunnel vision on this. Like, I just want to like this. I think it's a Blizzard game. It's like, this shit's gonna explode, whatever. And then
brutal.
I snapped back to reality. Like, I was like, all right, like, yo, like, it's just a fucking video game. Who cares? Like, I can't start carrying on my life a little bit. And at that time, I was still obviously going to shows. And around the same time, Detriment was touring the Midwest eternally. And I just had become acquainted with everyone in Vane via like Jukai and Separated. Separated did like a 2-week tour with Vane over the summer of 2016. And I remember meeting Matt and Anthony at the Shakers Pub show for that and talking about World of Warcraft. And that pretty much, I think, just that like prophesized us being friends.
Yeah, of course.
Dude.
Those little nerds, man.
Yeah. It's how it always goes.
You witnessed with your own eyes me beating all of Vane at Mario Kart, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I do remember. I don't remember where we were, but I remember it happening. And honestly, like, it was a jarring sight. It did happen.
It's what it is.
Yeah, they don't seem like guys who would lose, but then
no, they weren't happy about it.
Neither do you, Colin.
Especially Matt. Like, I feel like the rest of them could take it on the chin. Like, John could take it on the chin, but I just
John was like, "Wow, you're actually pretty good at this."
Yeah. but Matt's super competitive. I can't see a world where
Matt's actual quote was like, he looked at me after losing. He was like, there's not a lot of people who can beat me at like any game.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. It probably stung. Yeah. It probably like cut a little deep.
Yeah.
Here's some deep lore just for you, Joey. And you would have been just far too young for this, but I played World of Warcraft on launch night, like classic vanilla WoW on launch night.
No shit.
I was in high school. Yeah.
Dude.
And everyone left high school, went to GameStop or Meijer or Walmart to get because there were no digital downloads.
You had to get the CD.
You had to get the CD.
Yeah. And the boxes were swaggy on those like early.
Oh, they were
amazing, dude.
They had the gatefold and shit. Dude, they were awesome.
I have my Diablo boxes somewhere, but I remember I always wanted to play WoW, but my PC didn't have I didn't have internet in my room.
Yep, I had to borrow my dad's like laptops and shit from work to like play it.
Crushing.
But I sat in a queue for 4 hours.
In a queue?
In a queue to get into the game.
Dude, nothing's changed.
Because so many people were trying to get on. Made a warlock, got to level whatever. But then the best thing was the next day, everyone at school was like, no one slept.
Yeah.
And then like, it was like, everyone was like, can you like everyone
was changed the world
out.
Dude, it literally like redefined that entire genre.
Changed the world.
Like
changed the world of video games.
Ultima, Dark Age of Camelot suddenly just went straight to the dumpster.
And a little game called Asheron's Call for anyone out there who knows. Asheron's Call was
Benito. Big rip thanks to World of Warcraft. Literally like WoW took the fucking rug and just pulled it for every other MMORPG that was like grinding at that time. Just totally rechanged. Like
even Blizzard's own MMO, every Blizzard game just halted.
Everything.
Everything on Earth but WoW.
It was a cultural moment. And I picked up like 2007 was the first time I played. So like a couple of years into vanilla.
Yeah,
and then and then BC dropped maybe like within 4 months like of me playing.
Dude.
So it was like it had me cracked out all through my childhood. I literally remember being like 11 years old, sitting down at dinner with my family, tears streaming down my fucking face. I was like sobbing. And I told my parents, like, yo, like, you have to stop paying my WoW sub. I'm addicted. I can't do this to myself anymore.
Really?
Whoa.
I was 11 years old. And then I wanted to play again like a month later, dude.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
I got right back into it. Like, they had parental controls. I remember my dad would take them off for like holidays and like school breaks and shit.
Yeah.
And one school break, he left my Wednesday on like unlimited on accident. So every Wednesday of every school week, I'd play till like 4 a.m. no matter what.
Oh
Like
my God.
Wednesdays it was a holiday every week. So
Dude, this makes me want to play WoW so bad.
I never ended up playing WoW.
It was
Dude,
the shit. It's
still
questionable now though.
Even because WoW Classic is a thing, and
Yeah.
Frozen Throne just came. Or is it Frozen Throne? No,
Wrath of the Lich King, but same
Wrath
vibe,
of the Lich
yes,
King,
yes.
which is
Yeah,
Frozen. Yeah,
Exactly,
just came out, Colin. It's not.
And dude, that was my like.
You're a busy guy.
Straight up,
I'm a busy
dude.
guy.
Wrath of the Lich King, like I'm not playing right now, but it is worth mentioning that like that was really where I played the game like for about 2 years leading up to that. But Wrath I was finally old enough to like cut my teeth on some like raiding and like getting that like social experience, because I was mostly just playing with like friends from high school and stuff.
Yep,
or like I guess at that point middle school and elementary school. But
dude, doing arenas.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like age 13, 14, I was like finally old enough to like conceptualize what's going on in this game, like understand that there's like understand min-maxing, understand that like progressing through content or whatever. And like Wrath is where I really got my feet wet with the game. So like that's my nostalgia expansion. For me.
Man, mine was BC for sure, because of flying was obviously amazing.
Yeah. Dude, such a crack thing to add to a game.
I went to a midnight release at a GameStop.
Mm-hmm. That's the vibe, dude. Midnight releases.
I cannot count how many of those I fucking went to.
That's what I'm saying,
cool
dude. Culturally, a dead thing. Like in general, like it's just gone.
Fallout 4
they're
had
9
one.
p.m. releases now. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, true.
Damn.
Fallout 4 had one that I went to. Diablo 3 had one that I went to.
I did that one.
Probably the last one I went to was Destiny. I think that was like the last game that had a midnight release, which I attended, like the first Destiny. And I literally like played it that night and never touched it again after that.
I could not believe Destiny didn't have a campaign.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, where's the single player? This is weird.
Where's the Destiny?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Where's like the prophesized, like this is the second coming of Halo? Like it just didn't happen.
Then I got into Overwatch, which also has no campaign.
Yeah, and I played the shit out of that game.
You on the second one?
I picked it up. I played a little bit. I haven't gotten that far, like as far as like play. Like I haven't been grinding solo queue or anything, but I played a couple games with friends. Okay. It was fun for what it was. But like seasons like 1 through 5, I played a fuck ton with the drummer of Typecast. Like that was part of what really got Typecast going as a band. We were just gaming together constantly. So like if we weren't like playing shows, we were just constantly playing games together.
That's so funny because it's like you got gaming brought Typecast together, and you were a band full of shithead moshers.
Yeah, dude, it's
like little troublemakers going home and playing Overwatch.
Dude, literally, I met Dylan because he rolled with Vane to a show at the Womleg in like 2016, and at the time, what our friendship spawned out of, because we didn't like really introduce each other too much. We were just like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? But it was like very casually. We weren't really talking. And then he just, I think he was talking to Sean about Third Eye Blind. And I said that I literally don't know a single Third Eye Blind song, which is obviously wrong. Like, and like, not only did I realize that I knew a lot of Third Eye Blind songs, but I proceeded to kind of get obsessed with Third Eye Blind following that. But Dylan was literally like, yo, shut the fuck up. That's not true. And we just started talking about Third Eye Blind, and then
you're like, I know that one. I know that whole album.
Oh, I remember that one.
But other than that,
a year later, less than a year later, I'm like crashing his fucking house all the time up there, like just like on weekends. I was like seeing a girl up there for a while. Like I was just always like in New England, so I was just staying at Dylan's parents' house like all the time. And then about a year later, we started Typecast. So it's like that spawned out of two things: games and my apparent disregard for Third Eye Blind through the years. which Third Eye Blind's fucking awesome. So who was I to disregard?
The song Graduate is such a good fucking song.
Dude,
whole record, awesome. Perfect.
Record. The whole record's amazing, but that song for some reason is like the one that always I'm like, fuck, this song is cool. I don't know.
Real shit. Dude, you revisit that record every 6 months to a year, and you're like, yo, I don't know how anyone wrote this. This is
it's been a while for me. Let me see. What's my track, man? What's the one from fucking Can't hardly wait.
Oh, semi-charmed.
No, not semi-charmed line. What is it?
Step off this ledge.
Oh yeah, you're thinking of
Step
Jumper.
off
Man.
this ledge,
Yeah.
my friend. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
narcolepsy. Oh my god.
How does
Into
that go?
another nightmare.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun,
Oh,
dun,
yeah.
dun, dun, dun. The fucking
Dude,
little moss
that
part.
shit's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know.
Keep
that-
away.
They had no business writing that on that record.
Yeah, it's
That-
hard as fuck.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Hard as shit. So when did so this is a kind of a do we get to Koyo or do we get to that tour we did together?
No, I got to hear about you guys and sharing a kebab.
Yeah, dude,
Oh,
It's like
I mean,
all I want.
Basically met in Europe, right?
pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Now,
I
was
mean,
this the Vane tour?
Oh yeah.
It was the
Oh,
one.
boy.
Yeah.
The
That
one.
was I hadn't been to Europe. I'd only ever been to Italy at that point in my life with family when I was younger. Like
course.
I hadn't been to Italy since I was like 13 years old. I want to say 14, whatever it was. I had just started. I mean, I was touring with Vane throughout like 2017, like super part time. Like they always Lumpy was doing a lot with them. They'd always just have like a different person like tag in. I did a
Yeah.
couple things. And then like turn of 2018, I was like, all right, like let me get it. Like, yo, like everyone else has I have a band, but my band schedule is only around Dylan's like college school year. I'm free in between all of that. Like Lumpy's got sanctioned. Like, let me get after this. Like, you need someone. You're getting busy. So started 2018 on. I'm like Vane's guy from then on.
You
The
were the
only
guy.
tour I missed was the Code Orange one because I had Typecast's first full US.
Uh-huh.
But so I do a little bit of that Harm's Way tour.
Mhm.
The post human record release. And I had to dip out because I also had the second Typecast tour ever. We had like a week where we just went out and headlined. So that's why I pieced out after Texas.
Okay. Okay.
But like that whole time frame, same shit. Like Europe's coming up. Vane's like, yo, we can't pay you, but we'll buy you a flight. I was like, you're gonna buy me a flight
Yeah,
to go to
that's-
Europe? Of
that's
course.
Yeah,
That's
that's
Of
amazing.
unbelievable.
course I will.
Little
And,
did they know.
Little did we
They weren't
know.
getting their own flights paid back either. What's so funny is I remember like day 2 or 3. Like we obviously were like, oh, what's up, man? Like day 1 or so.
Yeah.
But day like 2 or 3 of the tour, I remember looking out while we were playing and being like, damn. Yo, Vane's like smiley merch guy is moshing hard as fuck. Like while we were playing. Mid-set being like, yo, the smiling guy is fucking spin kicking. Who is this motherfucker?
Destroying these Germans.
Yeah, literally killing him. It was awesome.
Later, I was in flying.
Dude, that sometimes they bring it on themselves. That's all I'm saying.
That's
but
that's
I think-
unsaid. You know?
if I remember right, this is like the classic, like, you know, show savant memory type thing. I think the first set of that tour where I was like, all right, fuck it. Well, it might have been Budapest.
Oh,
I think
Budapest
that
was probably awesome. Right?
Probably.
yeah,
a
the
good
show,
show.
the show was dope. I think
Yeah.
I think that for probably for me and John respectively, kind of like that was like the Rock Lee dropping the weights moment.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, like
All right.
fuck it. Pass fail, like weird German shit, dope German shit, whatever happens, like who cares? We're in Europe. Let's just have fun.
Weird German shit in Budapest.
Oh yeah.
In Hungary.
yeah. But that first, literally that tour, like I've only done, I did all of UK since that, and then one other Euro tour, and Koyo's about to go to Europe in the fall on like a support thing. But my further experiences with the greater European region have been way better. But that first
I would
tour,
imagine.
I'm very grateful for this. That first tour checked every box on every single thing that everyone's ever said about it.
That's right. dude.
We got to live it all. So it like gave me the perspective to know like what happens when like a Euro tour.
You go with pushing tongues, you're gonna. I guarantee you're gonna get humbled in all the right ways.
That first night at Return Strength Fest, the actual sets were awesome.
They were
The
good.
show
Yeah.
was cool, and then we go into that gymnasium with one singular mattress on the floor, and we're like, we all lay down. We're like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna have to drive tomorrow, wherever the fuck we're going next. Like, let's try and get some sleep. Matt, literally, I remember he's like laying on like the one gross mattress. By the way, there's human shit in a trash can about 5 feet away.
Of course.
Someone took a dump in a trash can that was just sitting in the middle of this empty gym. Matt's like, I'm telling you, everyone at this fest is gonna come in here in like 2 hours and make so much noise and wake all of us up. Lo and behold, exactly all that happens. The whole fest mobs into this empty gym where it's literally just like the 6 of us sleeping on the floor or whatever, and just keeps everyone up till like 6 a.m. Like usually Vane could fucking vibe. If you get them drunk enough, they'll fucking hang out all night. They're down, like they love
This is
chilling.
day one jet lag.
Oh.
Yeah. Everyone's just exhausted. Like they don't have the fucking time, energy, or mental to do that. And that was day one, and then followed by day 2, 3,
Day
4,
2,
5,
learning,
6, 7,
hey,
8, 9.
you guys aren't getting paid for a single show.
Yeah, you're not getting paid for any of this. There was a miscommunication.
Miscommunication, as in no communication.
Yeah, Anthony just was like, "Yeah, I'll do
do the tour." Yeah.
And us asking MAD, "Hey, can Vane do the tour?" They were like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, they can do it, but
dude,
I'm gonna pay him for it.
So fucking crazy. And then we literally got it all, good and bad. Like there was a lot of good too, but you know, like might have been Slovakia where we roll up and there's a kid in a bootleg Vane shirt. It's like, whoa, that's crazy.
Dude, Slovakia is the coolest.
Yeah, Kosice, I think
or
is
something.
Yeah. So is that? We've talked about this. Did you play the venue with the like?
Yeah.
Dude,
with that beautiful town center right next to it.
Unreal. Love it.
Is that with the staircase up to the green room?
Yeah.
So on the way up those staircase, and I say this not in a disparaging way. I'm just choosing to be descriptive here. I'm walking up the stairs and there's a completely naked, fat, older Slovakian man who's just standing in the doorway, cock out, just staring at me. And then he just starts speaking in another language to me, and I'm just having this stare down with this naked, large Slovakian man. And I'm like,
this is like day 4.
Yeah. Like I don't know what to tell you, man. Like I'm sorry, I'm seeing your cock right now. I'm gonna keep going upstairs.
This is where Leo microwaved his socks, and they caught on fire.
Oh my god!
Because he was trying to dry them.
Dude, I worked.
They had a dryer there, it just didn't work at all.
We told you.
That's
we
all.
Told all of Vane. We were like, "Don't do it.
Don't bother."
And Matt's like, "I'm just gonna wash them. It's gonna be fine. They have a dryer." Okay.
Do
Shit
they?
did not work. Nope.
I worked at a call center, and there was this girl, Ada, who was like everyone hated this lady. She was older.
Yeah.
She was just out of her mind. She would like bring in like whole chickens, rotisserie chickens, and just eat them at her desk.
That is cracked up.
It was like bones, awesome. It's just like insane.
Yeah.
And one day I smell melting like plastic. And I was a supervisor at this thing, so I had to like go, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And it's Ada in the kitchen microwaving her socks in the communal, the office microwave.
That's the most bad mannered thing I've ever heard.
Microwaving her socks on a paper plate, but her socks had like something else in them. They weren't only cotton or whatever. Like
yeah. There's some flammable material,
and they like shriveled socks. And melted.
Good God!
And she was like, "Oh, I guess that was a bad idea." I was like,
"Yeah, it's a good answer. Good answer."
I've only ever heard of someone microwaving socks twice now because of Leo.
Yeah. Leo had to do it because we were leaving in 10 minutes and they were dripping wet. Yeah, so sick, dude. So that was that tour broke me for sure.
Yeah, I will say, Joey, it's good that you're going. If I could, not that I was ever very involved with like how Harm's Way was like booked, especially in Europe. Mm-hmm. But if like, I bet you all of us, if in hindsight, if we could change stuff, it would be to be support like 90% of the time.
Right.
It's so much better, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
just never got the chance, but yeah.
Yeah.
The one other thing I did with Vane was support where they were supporting While She Sleeps with Every Time I Die. We shared a bus with Every Time I Die. It was awesome. Like it was an amazing experience in every possible way. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy I kind of saw both sides of the coin because I figure like in terms of like lavish, because we having done a bus tour with ETID in like, all sold out large scale venues, and then obviously doing what we did in 2018, like I feel like this tour that we're about to do is like it's a sprinter tour, it's a support tour, it's like right in the middle. So it's like I know the whole scope of the Euro game now.
Is it a sprinter tour with just you guys in the sprinter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Easy.
Easy.
Did you witness any of the big Sean Martin moments when we were there?
Perhaps. I'm trying to think.
Any of the freakouts? Did you see any of those?
I heard about some freakouts. I'll admit. I didn't see them,
dude.
But I heard about
the venue where we were sleeping in like it also looked like a gymnasium. We were essentially sleeping in a big auditorium, but then there was like 2 green rooms with couches. Do you remember that?
Yes, and that was I believe Kale and Matt took the van that they didn't know how to drive to get McDonald's. I think that rings a bell. I think that happened that same night. Was that the show where
I never knew about that?
Was that the show where Madball and Turnstile were playing?
They did that
10 minutes away. And like, I remember being told that essentially the promoter was like, I'm sorry, you could sleep here. No one's going to come. Madball Turnstile, 500 cap venue sold out very close by. Sorry. Like, I think that's what
so awesome.
But
that's so sick.
I remember just hanging around like the green rooms in that place. They had like couches and shit we were sleeping on or whatever. I think Kale was showing everyone the Fuming Mouth record at that time because they had just gotten like masters of it or something. I think I have like a vague memory of all of that accounted for.
I did not know that they took the van. That's insane.
I'm pretty sure that happened. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that happened.
That was the night where from like 5 rooms away, I heard a patented Sean Martin. just because he couldn't sleep.
Yeah, dude. Everyone was up mad late that night.
Yeah,
like,
it was crazy.
God bless that man. He's the shit. But
the
yeah, I know that was a trip for him.
That was the day where he was like, I think this is it.
Yep. I used to play Ozfest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep some bees.
He played fucking Kid Cudi. He don't need to be in this auditorium.
Yeah. That's straight up. It was. I appreciate that he was there for all the aforementioned reasons. You know.
Oh, he always. I mean, he was a trooper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude, straight up, like, I'm sure he was dealing with whatever he was dealing with in terms of like mental anguish. But every minute hanging out with Sean, he was
He's
glowing,
the best.
man. He was awesome.
Yeah. Best guy ever.
Great.
And seeing him again when you guys played LDB before, I guess having not since played, I chopped it up with him just a little bit at the very end, like just caught up, and it was very nice to talk to him. Straight up.
We were feeling good at that time.
Yeah, that was a dope show. Recovered, dope vibes, like all was well. A full year recovery.
That's right, dude.
Peak keto Colin at that point.
That's beyond keto Colin. Yeah. That was vegan Colin.
Transparent Colin.
You had a vegan stint, huh?
29 days. It's whatever. You know. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
That's respectable.
32 crunch wraps, 29 days.
I did a good 2 years doing something.
2
like that.
years,
really?
Yeah. I ran it for a little bit.
How was that?
Okay, it was cool for what it was. I broke in Japan with Vane, but I only broke down to vegetarian, believe it or not. Which
That's
Japan is like it's meat mecca. It makes no sense I did it that way.
The best shit ever.
Yeah.
I hate myself for it really, but I broke on a crepe in the street. Like the crepes that are basically like ice cream. I was like, yo, that crepe just looks too good. I'm in Japan, dude. I never thought I'd be here my entire life. Like, I need this shit. And then
I gotta get this crepe.
I need this fucking crepe. And then about a year later, again with Vane, they were shooting the video for Killing Wound. I like rolled with them because it was COVID time, 2020. Like nothing's going on. It was like August or September of 2020. Shows are not back yet. Like I hadn't seen them for months prior to that. I was like, we're just gonna I'll roll with you guys, go to the video shoot, hang out. And on the way home, we got Raising Cane's. And that was like the real, like, all right, meat is back on the fucking menu for me. I tried Raising Cane's for the first time in my life, and it changed me forever.
That was it. It's game over.
It was beautiful shit.
We'll get to Raising Cane's. We'll get I feel like we'll save that for the end. But
put a pin in that one.
Rolling back, just on that same note, I really do appreciate that Euro tour because, like, not even just from like a perspective coloring, like, yo, saw so many different things, and there were obviously ups and downs of various sorts. Like, it also kind of had like this fucking storybook end where it's like, yo, we grinded it out, fucked up shit happened. We all obviously like got through it and enjoyed it together as friends.
Yeah.
And then like it rounded off at Outbreak and it was fucking crazy.
Oh, Outbreak was like the coolest thing ever.
Dude, really? it ended with like a perfect like storybook, like, yo, Everyone's about to make a bag on merch. The sets are about to be crazy. You're in a beautiful fucking place and a packed out like hardcore fest. Like all is well. You know,
That
it
was
rounded
good.
off perfectly.
And then the London show was ass the next day. And
You guys played London, right? Because we did it.
Oh,
I think
you
we went
didn't.
home.
You went
Yeah, it was
home, right? Yeah, we played like a free show in London the next day, and it was like
Was it,
70 people there.
What was the
Cross?
venue again?
I don't know.
It wasn't New Cross, right? It was
It was just a tiny little place that
Yeah.
we were somehow able to do it for free. But yeah, that was Outbreak was very good.
it was a high end to a tour that, you know, it was just bouncing all over the place. Like up.
Well,
there
ups
was
and
the
downs.
Hatebreed show with
Dude,
Suffocation.
that was
fun.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
dope. Interesting times at that show. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Colin and I talk about the Euro tour that us and Twitching Tongues did, and like, I'm very grateful for that because that was legitimately the most difficult tour I've ever done.
Yep.
So it does give you a sense of like, look, man, we got through that. Like,
You can do
We
fucking
can do
everything. Straight up. Yeah.
Our expression on that, I can't believe I've never said this on the show. The gimmick on that tour between like me, Leo, and like Mike, I think, was like, dude, I can't wait to play El Paso.
Yeah.
Like the idea of going to that cat piss house in El Paso and playing a show was like, this sounds so sick.
Dude, it's heavenly.
Compared
Straight up,
to
dude, Koyo just played El Paso for the first time and it was awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
I like El Paso.
it's
Dude,
awesome.
I love border town Texas towns. I really, really do. Genuinely.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, we were on a tour. I don't know if I want to say the name of the band. Who we were on a tour, and another band was going the opposite way, and we were going to meet up at the Cat House in El Paso and play a show together.
Right.
And put it this way, they were going to headline. And this was like pretty pop in harm's way time.
Sure.
Right.
Singer of the band, allergic to cats,
Yeah.
and just see ya.
That fucked out.
So we played. They like rolled up, kind of. I'm allergic.
Oh, the same thing happened to us. I mean, it was ringworm. I don't mind saying that.
Yeah.
Was it? Oh, okay. It was ringworm for you. Okay. It's same place, dude.
No shit. That's crazy.
Oh, same place.
So wait. Can you?
Wait.
Did they agree to this twice, knowing that
Yes.
that would happen?
Because it's just a house, so like
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
necessarily know.
He rolled up and he was like, "Fuck, they still got the cats."
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, this is the cat place." So this was Nails when I was playing drums for New Lows. This was that tour where Ringworm was headlining.
Yeah.
They walked in for 1 second and was like, "There are cats here. We can't play, guys." And then I think Nails headline, maybe Bitter End did, but yes, that's so funny that it was both. It was Ringworm both times.
I had no idea.
He took another crack at it. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna give this house a chance."
We're gonna give it a shot. I can't do it.
I think maybe, you know, there were probably other local bands, but we ended up just playing, and it was like a house show. You know, it was fine. But
Yeah, they always get like 5 hot and readies
yeah.
at that house.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Vibes.
you're eating that good Little Caesars,
eating
that
good.
local shit.
Did you see the new Little Caesars gimmick?
No.
It's a half pizza, and then the other half is still round, but it's breadsticks.
I mean, if it's the
Interesting.
same sauce and the same cheese, it's garbage.
This is the same sauce and same cheese.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Whenever I go up to visit Vane because they live in Lowell now, that's like their Massachusetts place they reside. They lived there a lot in like 2015, 2016.
Oh yeah.
Kind of broke off, lived at home for a little bit, and now they've been at this apartment for a little over like a year and a half now.
Uh-huh.
The block, it's always like Wings Over or Little Caesars, and straight up like Little Caesars from Lowell hits different. It's
Does it?
different wave. It's a different.
Well,
wave.
that's because that's the best pizza in Lowell,
in
Massachusetts.
all of Massachusetts, dude. Like walking down the street to get Little Caesars, bring that hot and ready back
With
to
the
fucking
boys,
apartment.
it's different.
Yeah,
It's fun,
It
you know?
is.
It-
You're
it's-
not going.
It's
I mean,
vibe influenced, you know.
And Little Caesars taste different in like in a green room of a venue. It tastes like shit. With a fucking PS5, PS4, Xbox 360 controller in your hand, Little Caesars
my
tastes
God.
like fucking
Dude, it's
interesting.
magical.
Gordon
Yeah,
Ramsay.
That's nice.
You want a couch with the boys watching YouTube? That Little Caesars.
Dude, there's no greater evening.
There's definitely a difference between that and an era where I was unemployed and so broke and walked to the Kmart on Ashland here.
Oh no.
To go to Little Caesars because I could
that's
only
definitely
afford
a different
hot money.
vibe.
Bo, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You ever gotten a 7-Eleven pizza?
Yeah.
Like a whole one?
Yeah.
Like ordered, you got to 7-Eleven, you're like, can I get a large pepperoni to go?
Yeah. Well,
and they're like, okay,
so
30 minutes.
There was a 7-Eleven up the street from this apartment I lived at on Fullerton in Chicago, where it was after the Dead End Path tour. Skyrim had come out, so that's what kept me alive.
Yeah, that's crazy shit.
The best time.
It was winter time in Chicago, and I'm playing Skyrim.
2011, best year ever.
Unbelievable.
All the perks of winter without having to experience it, you know.
Right.
And exactly. And James was playing it too, and we're texting back and forth about it. Amazing. But I have it framed in my living room. I have an ATM receipt of a point in time where I overdrew by 35 cents. And I was so broke and unemployment wasn't coming for another week. I could only find 4 quarters in my apartment. I deposited $1 and my new balance was 65 cents. And I kept the ATM receipt. I have it framed.
Damn.
As like a reminder of like, hey,
keep you humble.
It can always be worse.
It could be this fucking bad.
You got you got a 2-bedroom in the dopest part of town now.
Straight up. And at that time, there was a 7-Eleven at Milwaukee and Fullerton, and sure, you bet your sweet ass I got a whole pizza from there.
You know who unironically loves the 7-Eleven pizzas? Gets them all the time. I'll give you 3 guesses. You're not gonna get it.
Do I know them?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna work
because you would think that they would be
like
they seem like their
above
palate would be above it. Yeah.
Brody King.
No, he would never.
Well, that's what I'm.
Yeah.
Not your brother then.
Very close band wise.
Aha. Martine
Stewart loves the 7-Eleven pizza.
Interesting.
He'll just go and get it.
Dude, the little 7-Eleven like appetizers that are at the cash register,
they look tantalizing. I've never fucked around.
You never gotten a taquito?
Oh, I've got taquito. That's different. Yeah, okay. I've got. I love taquitos. My entire
the wings.
Yeah. The wings are scary.
That's more.
They look
scary.
They look like they were cooked by like H.R. Geiger. Like they look,
dude,
like totally insane.
They're phallic. They're something to them. Cost $20,000 to license one of them motherfuckers.
Straight up, like sometimes you walk in and eyeball them shits, and you're like, no fucking way. Nah. And every now and then
a guy comes in after you, and he's like, give me the jalapeno cheddar stuffed bacon dog.
Yeah,
like, damn.
And you're like, maybe
that
today's the day.
Today's the day for me.
All right.
In Chicago, just speaking about broke pizza, we have a place called Bocce's. Bocce's at one point was $3 for a slice that if I was holding it right here, you couldn't see me.
Okay.
And it says on the sign, a slice and a pop, and it was $3. It's like $6.50 now.
Yeah, even that,
which is still
pretty cheap.
Pretty fucking
soda
good.
Too.
Yeah.
Even and McDonald's,
for what sounds like half a pie. Like that
and
descriptor to me sounds like half a pie.
Exactly.
You know,
I mean, the actual pie they have special doors for because.
Would you compare it to the Lorenzo slice in Philly?
I am unfamiliar.
You're unfamiliar with Lorenzo's?
I don't
South
think I've had
Street
Lorenzo's.
Like tourist bullshit. I think that stuff is crap.
It's huge.
This big. Let me tell you. One time, peak fat fuck, Colin.
Yep.
Guess were
Philly
you there?
Taco? Is this Philly Taco shit?
No, I didn't do that.
I also have a peak fat fuck friend that did that one here at the hardcore.
I swear to God, I didn't do the Philly Taco. That's like
sick behavior.
Depraved.
Yeah, it's
that's
not right.
Depravity. Your life is over if you're doing that. You might as well give up. But no, them Lorenzo slices that are genuinely this big. One time, could you guess how many of those I ate?
I would say 2, but I feel like the story wouldn't be worthwhile if it was only 2.
2 is child's play.
That's terrifying.
I ate 5 of them, motherfuckers.
Dude, that's fucked up.
That's like
That's not
two
right.
pizzas.
Yeah, dude.
They're so big.
They're and yo, straight up, in my opinion, they're hard to get through. Like I don't enjoy it.
No,
Like, I don't bother with it anymore. Like I'm so tapped on it.
Sure, I don't mind. I haven't had it in a while, so
We had a friend growing up who he was very, very big and definitely developed an eating disorder that we only kind of realized way later, but we completely lost touch for like 15 years now, like just not even part of our friend group.
Yeah.
And when Chipotle like was first around, he ate 3 whole Chipotle burritos
in one sit.
in one sitting.
Oh my god, that's made me burp.
The manager came out and literally was like, "Wow, man, like have some on me," and gave him 5
What?
free burrito cards.
That's
Dude,
crazy.
3 burritos is like 8,000 milligrams of sodium.
Oh,
That's lethal.
Dude.
I mean,
even just in carbs, that's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
it's fucked.
it's that's probably like 6,000 calories.
Yeah, dude,
Like-
that's insane.
A whole burrito with the tortilla.
The one tortilla alone will wreck your whole day.
Dude, yeah, that shit would literally like that would fuck me up for like speaking from like a diabetic standpoint.
Yeah.
Like that would fuck me up for days.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
I'd
would
be
be like
asleep.
dealing with like the fluctuation in my blood sugar and like taking insulin and like trying to come down from this high blood sugar for probably like a fucking week. Like that would
Wow.
destroy me.
Wow, I didn't know you were a diabetic man.
Oh yeah, I'm T1 gang. I got
T1?
I got the lottery one.
Is
But,
so the lottery one is T1 the one that's your fault or the one that's the gene's fault?
It's God's fault on that one.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, good.
Yeah.
T2 is the one where you can usually fix it. You can
Yeah.
Which one did Wilford Brimley have?
Good. I'm gonna shoot and say T2.
Okay,
I'm gonna say he was T2.
T2.
Like,
Wilford
yeah.
Wilford developed diabetes.
Yeah. I think he.
You were
he-
given diabetes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
given it at age 15. I
I'm
woke
really
up one
sorry
day
about
and said, it's fine, dude. I'm so deep into it now. It's like any other thing. But it was a halfway through my life thing. I was like, oh shit,
Wow.
I just have this now.
my dad's T1.
Yeah, dude. It's
Out there.
Has he had it forever, or did he get it at like a random point in his life?
Random later point in his life.
Yeah, dude,
I was
his
gonna
life
hit.
is
I was
so
gonna
tough.
hit the sad trombone, but I don't know your dad like that. You know?
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, hit it. Please hit it.
So Joey,
Yes.
all right. So the year's 2019. Finally, it's the
Yes.
year after that. All that touring. I'm done. You're just getting started.
Yeah.
Koyo starts. Dude. This fact fucked me up today to read. Koyo's first record came out March 14th, 2020.
Yep. With absolutely like no
Oh,
dude with no, that wasn't like a all right, fuck it, let's drop it today thing.
No.
Like we literally just the way that rolling out that first EP went, we're like, all right, we're gonna stream it on exclusively through Exclaim March 7th, and then on March 14th it'll be out streaming everywhere.
The day that the world shut down.
shit the fucking bed.
oh
Dude.
my God.
March 13th, I played my last show on tour for about a year and a half. It was a sanctioned headliner the Typecast was doing. We were in Detroit. The show got combined with an Every Time I Die show. They got canceled. And then we scrambled to play a show in Detroit, and we played this little bar where when we got, it was in like kind of like from what I recall, I might be wrong. I don't mean any offense to any Detroit natives, but from what I recall, I think it was like a rougher area of Detroit. And we got there, and the bar was filled with just old people eating $2 fried cod in white plastic chairs in like a shitty bar.
Did you partake?
I did not partake in the cod. I wasn't down yet. Still need another. Now I fuck with seafood.
Oh,
That's a
right.
new thing in my life.
Oh, yeah.
But
Dude, fried
but-
cod I would for sure eat.
I mean, that's
Dude.
just fish and chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It probably would have been dope, but at the time I was like, this is like fucked up. Played a show there. Like that was my last show for a hot minute. It was awesome. It was like actually Typecast, I feel like grinded a shit ton and very rarely like got over. We had like a couple high moments, but like we definitely like we did a lot in a relatively short span of time, and most of it was, although fun at a touring and like camaraderie level, like as far as playing shows goes, it was like a fine to okay experience. You know, a lot of the time we just kind of played a couple moshers, a couple people knew it was what it was. Never really had like a blowout set or got over. But that tour, it kind of felt like we were getting there. Like we played Chain Reaction, had a great set. We played a couple of like a single digit amount of shows come to mind where it was like, yo, we had a set we had a band set where it seems like people actually like us on that tour. Sure. That was the first time that happened. Detroit being one of those sets, and then boom, curtain calls, world shuts down, and it's over. It's like we finally got to, okay, like maybe this is at like a ego level, like sustainable after almost 3 years of just fucking, cutting our teeth on it. And then
absolutely.
And then it just kind of ceased.
Had Koyo been already playing shows?
We hadn't played shows yet. Or actually, no, we played one without music. So we started writing the first EP like late summer of 2019. I went on the Vane headliner with them, got back, and then the rest of that fall, before I did Europe with Vane in January, we finished writing and recording the rest of it.
Did that come out with Pure Noise right away, or did they work out a thing to like distribute it later?
They worked out a thing to distribute it later. Okay. I prefer to be very candid about these things because I think a lot of people love just like putting a shroud on everything ever when it comes to music stuff. Sure. We sold Pure Noise our digital streaming rights to painting and short beat sessions. Of course. They stream it, we split the profits, we can press it with friends forever. Yeah. However, as much
this is totally normal to anybody listening.
These are normal things. I've just noticed that people don't like talking about these things, and it's always like a shrouded like. So like, what'd you guys do with that deal? How much did you get? How many records you do? Blah 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 blah. It's like, and that's fine. Like people can like keep to themselves, but I prefer to be transparent with that shit. So like, we put it out ourselves. Reconsider Records, which ended up that was like, I guess, Scanlon and Albin's like joint effort for a long time for like Long Island stuff. It ended up being, I guess, the last thing on Reconsider. Albin did like CDs for it. And then, I guess naturally that just concluded. And then LDB started doing 7-inch. Or so Coming Strife Records did it as a 10-inch. They were the first person to ever hit us up after we put it out. Which straight up, like, it was just cool because like the whole Koyo ethos was like, we're basically going to play like single digit number of shows a year. Like it's going to be mad part-time. It's just getting back to playing some shows with our high school friend group.
Nope.
The fact, hard nope on that one.
No.
But the fact that anyone wanted to do like vinyl for it, I was like, that's crazy. Yeah. Like we've, again, like in the interest of transparency, like Typecast like put out an EP that did pretty well on Flat Spot, like before, I want to say the post-COVID Flat Spot boom. And even that, like Ricky, who's a great guy, like Ricky's awesome. He passed on doing vinyl. He was like, yo, I don't remember what his reasoning was, but he was just like, I don't know about doing a 7-inch. 7-inch is expensive, whatever. Mm-hmm. To have someone just out of the void from England be like, yo, let me do your new EP on a 10-inch after doing nothing, like not existing.
Crazy.
It felt awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but that just goes to show, I mean, it's really, there's a weird thing where the second you stop trying so hard is when it's just
I guess that's when it works, right? Like, and I mean,
but there's a trial and error where you're like, okay, this was wrong. I won't do that again.
I also think that like grinding, like even if it doesn't necessarily happen with whatever project takes, I think there's a lot of merit to grinding and going out there and cutting your teeth on whatever, because I definitely, not that I think it matters that much. Like I don't care that deeply and personally about it, but I definitely think like, how are you going to exist and function in the space of music, media, whatever, entertainment, live anything, if you just kind of fucking appear from the void? You have to go eat shit like anybody else, or realistically,
at least as a person.
Exactly.
Like, that's that guy who did that. Oh, good for him. He's doing something cool now.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. Like respect to anyone's success, respect to anyone's quick success out of the fucking blue, whatever. Sometimes shit takes, and you just have to like swim if water's warm. Like it doesn't mean anyone needs to be this tenured touring guy to enjoy the successes of their creative efforts.
Absolutely.
But I definitely think there's merit to going out there and sacking a little bit of your life to figure it out, because straight up it'll make what hits a little more discernible and easier in terms of like navigating that space.
And how fast did you feel that like Koyo hit pretty fast?
Pretty quick.
It hit faster than I didn't expect it to hit, period, first and foremost. And I had a couple people early on, like James Aloisio, who manages us now, is like my lifelong friend most since I was like 12 years old. And he like named my first band and shit. Like he like literally like one of my oldest friends, James, Anthony, like Vane Anthony. Like there were a couple people in my ear like, yo, dude, like don't be surprised if this takes. Like you should be ready for this to take in whatever capacity. And I was truly like did not believe that sentiment. I thought that was very nice. I thought they liked hearing something softer, more melodic by contrast of everything else that all of our friends were doing. And for that reason, I thought they were just a little more attached to it. But I thought it would be like anything else, like would just kind of fall to the wayside, especially because we had no plans to take it that seriously at first.
As soon as I saw the video and heard the fucking na 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 na, it was like, yeah, this is gonna be huge.
Yeah, dude, I went from never not having heard Koyo to seeing that video and being like, or seeing a video and be like, oh, there's Joey singing and his shirt's off, and he's like in key. Like,
yeah, he's like really good at it.
This is crazy. You know?
I appreciate that. I really do. And even like, that first EP, like singing, like for the first time in a long time, like I never actually really sang clean on any type of record. So even that was like, kind of like pulling teeth experience of like slowly take after take, like just figuring out what I sound like. And then I feel like by that first EP that we did the video from Riches for, and like Drives was like, that was where writing and recording Drives Out East is where I started to believe in it. That's where I was having conversations with everyone else where I was like, dude, like this could, like, I don't know what's going to happen and what this will mean. Like just speaking generally, but I was like, yeah, like after seeing how people liked painting off nothing, like this is like our best shit, like thus far, like, and we're going through the effort to like shoot a video, like make all this fucking art to roll out, like really like do it right. Like, don't be shocked if this takes. And if it does, we should go with it. You know, like, like let's not be stupid here. If people want us to tour and like, you know, put in a little time into getting out there, like let's not be fucking idiots here. Like shows are opening back up at the end of this summer. This is like spring 2021, I'm referring to. Like the vibe, the sentiment was generally pretty good around COVID with vaccines and shit. Like it was like, yo, like if we can take this other places, like let's do it. Like what do we have to lose? And people were coming around to that aspect. I feel like there was still like a tentative vibe in the air, but like people were open to like, okay, like as long as like the offer's good or this or that, like we'll do it. Yeah. And then we put Drives Out East out, and like it pretty much
exploded,
instantly convinced everyone else. We were all pretty much like, all right, well, fuck it. Let's get out there and see what happens. And I mean, that same from, obviously we've been a band a short span of time, but from August 20th, which was our record release show in 2021, we did a record release weekend, 2 shows, both sold out, which was fucking awesome and very gratifying at the time and still very gratifying now to basically just play our, at that point, 9-song discography.
Yeah.
We from that point until the first week of January, for FYA, I think there were 3 weekends total where we didn't play any show of any kind. We were either on tour or at least playing a weekend of shows or at least playing a singular show. Like we drove down to North Carolina for a benefit show. We did a weekend with No Pressure. We played like a show in the city, the Triple B showcase. Like we were doing something every single weekend for that entire fall 2021 time until FYA. So we like from record release on, we went running. Like,
wow, totally. And it worked.
Yeah. And you know, I appreciate it. I appreciate
FYA was crazy.
Dude, straight up, that set was like that is still one of the favorites because I just didn't expect that. Yeah. Like I went up there expecting at best a good set. And FYA, I really liked as it like came up as a fest because it seemed like a place where like smaller bands could always kind of break out. But like especially like, you know, like at a Long Island scale, like I think Jukai broke out because of that first FYA set. And Jukai are all like a little older, like we're like sent kind of like more career centered. They toured a good amount for people who could only do it part-time, but like that's a band that like they didn't have like that, oh, we know everybody clout, you know, like and that honest to God like sometimes makes a difference in like your band landing or like getting started a little easier.
Of course.
Jukai didn't have that. They just went and played Florida on like, you know, their own time and merit, and like that helped change what that band did entirely. You know, it got them hot right away. So I guess what I'm saying with for me and for what that meant for us is like I expected at best like a cool set that would just like put people onto the band a little more. I did not expect like the reaction we got at all. And I'm very grateful that we got it the way we did.
It was a wild one.
Dude, it was fucking amazing. Shredded every single mic cable up there. Not even just busted mics.
That's awesome.
Like the cables were split and shit.
Yeah, that was like the holy shit set for me over the weekend, where it was just like, God damn, this is working.
Dude, I appreciate it. And I also proceeded to sell Vane and Fleshwater merch that entire weekend. Or that entire
did.
I went right back to the table after. I went back
yeah.
to the table and then popped in, caught Pain of Truth, and then popped back to the table all in like a 1.5 hour span. I was like, this is like a whirlwind of fucking
busy boy.
everything. It was fucked up.
Now let me ask you a question.
Yeah, fire away, please.
Furnace Fest, Waffle House.
Magical time, let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
So for those, I don't know if we mentioned, I think we did mention you, but we talked about eating at Waffle House. What was our lady's name?
Miss Portia.
Miss Portia.
Miss Portia.
Did you have Miss Portia too?
They didn't.
We did not. Miss Portia was around.
She was clocking out. We were her last table.
I caught wind of Miss Portia while I was there, but I do not remember who I had, truthfully.
Okay.
I was legit going to tell, I was legit going to be, without assuming that you guys would have done otherwise, I was going to be like, hey guys, be cool to Portia. Like she's having a night. Like, you know what I mean? But what I want to ask is, because we left before you guys, I don't know even if you even got your food. How was your experience at the Waffle House?
So in terms of Waffle House vibe, in terms of what I'm seeking going to a Waffle House, I admittedly inconveniently that night because everyone was tired from like the fest and driving out to it. But like when I go to a Waffle House, I want a little chaos. I want a
We
little
got that.
I want a little disappointment. I want something to be wrong. I want something like I need like if I had like a properly weighted experience and if I got my order verbatim as I planned it, it's almost it's like too clean of a break, you know? Like I don't want that. And what I got that night was more akin to what I'm talking about. My shit came mad out of order. It was kind of fucked up. Yeah. There was some stress about like the bill in the end. I forget what went wrong, but something went wrong.
Yeah,
we're gonna get there.
Insane, but
we're gonna
get
there.
About that.
Yeah, so some shit was
the
not
guy
right
behind us, like just talking shit about everybody for some reason.
Did you have a problem with that guy?
He came up to me and said something like I walked through the door and he said something to the effect of like, "There's a guy with the biggest dick I've ever seen." Like he said some like shit like that. Like I had no idea who the fuck he was, and then he like dapped me up, which is kind of weird in hindsight. I have a problem where I think all my friends accuse me, and they're right in saying this. I think I've gotten better through the years, but this is obviously what I'm saying right now refutes that. But I'm the guy that entertains the crackheads. Like I'm the guy that like you know someone comes up to me, not usually not like, oh yo, can I get $1 guy in the street? I'm usually good at like avoiding that. But if the whole group consensus is ignore this person, pretend they're not there, I'm usually the guy that gets roped into being like, hey yo, what's up, yo? How are you? Like, just, for lack of like, I know better. It's not like I'm like not self-aware. I'm like very aware, real time. Like I'm doing the thing again where I'm talking to this person where there's like there's no reason for this. I'm just making everyone else's night worse. But that was another one of those moments
especially
where
this fucker.
I should have looked right past him. I should have just completely ignored him, but I let him into my mental space and he complimented or insulted me. I don't know what happened, but
what did he say to our table, bro?
He said something about tough guy, hardcore grooming young women.
Like what?
But dude, he said it about Cahill.
Yeah, he was so mad at Cahill.
That's true.
I wonder why.
Yeah, exactly.
What do, man, you know?
So do you remember at all what the issue was with your bill? I would just love to know if this was
if I remember right, it was something to the effect of just like complete inaccuracy.
Yeah.
Like some like
bucks.
It just was not, it wasn't like $200 bad. It wasn't like they ran this up. It was just not even remotely what we got, I think, in the end. And probably like a $20-$30 difference for that reason. They had to adjust.
Just give it to him. Yeah.
But yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They deserve it, frankly.
We had like $130 uptick.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's pretty fucked up. That's crazy. I also, you know, we got like Diet Coke or whatever, Coke Zero, one of the zero sugar components of Coca-Cola. And that shit, literally everyone, I was sipping on it and I was like, yeah, I've had better. Everyone else at the table, other diet enjoyers, are like, yo, this shit tastes like sand. Something's wrong. Like, this shit's like actually fucked up. This is the worst Diet Coke I've ever had in my life. I was vibing, but apparently the Diet Coke is fucked up too.
I don't know if I noticed. I think I had one. And I think maybe I was just like, yeah, it's fine.
I think I was like, oh, this is a fountain Diet Coke.
Yeah, you got some snobs in Koyo, up in Koyo, man.
Yeah. Apparently, apparently, higher bar than I have.
Respect.
Let's talk about Raising Cane's.
Yeah. What are you into? What's Koyo into as a unit?
So Koyo, half of them at this point are burnt on Cane's because I just subject everyone to Cane's so often.
So you're obsessed.
Yeah, I'm absolutely obsessed. I'll take it over just about any other fast food.
Wow.
Like Cane's, like I want to say like Spanos, our bass player, is usually down. Sal's sometimes down. Harold at this point despises it and completely had enough of it. Me and TJ, the answer is yes every single fucking time without fail. I'm usually getting a Caniac combo.
Full Caniac?
Yeah. I add a tender. I go for 7. I go for 7 every time.
Okay.
7 tenders. I'll add 1 slaw. And usually get like
take your shirt off.
Yeah. I'll do 5 sides of cane sauce too. It shows.
Dude, I'm so jealous.
Dude, it's fucked up.
You're 26 though, so be careful. 27 is where the body decides.
It's just a bad.
That is so fucking true.
Yeah.
It's straight up like I think Koyo. I mean, I haven't necessarily the stick to your guns tour we just did not reflect that in terms of our diets. It's probably the worst we've all ever eaten on tour, and the least we've ever worked out on tour too, which frankly was depressing. Just because we didn't have the time to. I usually like to at least try. And
I can tell you've been looking.
I appreciate it. I feel like me and Spanos had like a little backtrack. Like COVID era, like 2021 COVID, where it's like people are seeing each other in varying capacities, but we're not back to full society's open again. Yeah. Me and Spanos built a home gym at his place in his garage, and we literally just worked out 2+ hours a day, 5 days a week. And it got me like crazy yoked for 2 seconds. I was like, I was benching just shy of 3 plates. I think I maxed out like 305 because what we had in the garage. 305, 315, same shit. Who cares? I was like almost squatting 400 pounds. I was up there for a second. Right. And I definitely think I've came down from that, but I kind of.
But this is more maintainable.
Manageable.
Yeah, for sure. This is, and I think to some degree that's how I've gotten away with kind of being a piece of shit on the last tour, and like even like prior, just because I think we went so nuts and got so strong for 2 seconds. It just kind of built like a not unbreakable foundation, but a harder to break foundation of, just physique changing muscle, like, you don't look like this all of a sudden and then eat bad for 1 month and it goes away. It might tweak or get a little fucked up, but it's not just going to disappear entirely. Yeah. But I say that for transparency's sake, because I've been eating terribly. I've been eating really fucking bad. And I'm due to fix it up. Like,
so,
what were you say about? No.
I was gonna say, aside from Cane's, aside from a Caniac, what's your go-to? Because I am not a Cane's guy. I'm not down.
I respect it. I straight up, like, I just think it's the best chicken tender. I take a bite of it with cane sauce, and I'm like, I'm in heaven.
It's the sauce.
I had it last night. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you.
What'd you think?
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
I love it.
Oh, you love it.
I love Cane's.
You'd full. I for some reason I thought you were also like, yeah, it's okay.
No, I love it. I got extra Texas toast.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
Best.
I saw it mildly infuriating today at the subreddit. Someone posted a shot from Five Guys and it said, I just paid $18 for a cheeseburger.
Yo,
it's rotten hell,
Straight up, Five Guys is dope. I put respect on Five Guys. You haters?
We're haters for fiscal reasons.
We're two guys.
Okay.
Don't fuck with Five Guys.
Fiscal reasons. I feel you. I absolutely do, and I don't get it that often for that reason. But going back to what you asked, and a good pivot on this is In and Out when we're in town, like it's goated for Koyo. We're getting In and Out like all the time. Even like we're getting sustainable In and Out. We're getting like protein style, like everyone's on like the chopped chili mustard grill, like
chopped chili mustard fry. That's the goat. That's the combo.
I'm still animal style piece of shit. I'll get like a 3x3 protein style, animal style.
That's good. That's good.
I'm still being messy with it, But like generally, everyone else is like over the animal style vibe, but still love In and Out. That's how much they love it. They're like, yo, I'm just gonna go here and eat it like sustainably. Like as sustainably as it could be, just slamming cheeseburgers,
It's the only one where like I love the protein style.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's the only one.
It's the only one that does it justice. I swear to God, you get that same meal anywhere else is fucking squalor. But at In-N-Out, it's awesome.
Hard to eat,
Yep.
hard to hold. But when
hard
you do it with 4 patties,
Dude.
is when size-wise it actually feels like a normal burger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like
No,
thick and fat.
that's good tech right there. Straight up. Like,
Interesting. Okay.
my last In-N-Out experience before going home, I did the same exact thing. It was fire.
I was
played
just at-
Vegas
It's
with
a
momentum.
handful.
And
I was
got
just
a
at
fat
Twitch-
before after.
TwitchCon in San Diego for fucking 5 days. Didn't have In-N-Out once.
What's wrong with you?
That's a shame.
There wasn't. I didn't have a car, and there wasn't one in a reasonable. Also, something I didn't know is that Uber, like, you can't get In-N-Out delivered
No.
even
Think
from
about
Uber
what the
Eats,
line would be like.
DoorDash,
Oh.
or anything.
No. Think about what that would do to the line.
That's crazy. But that
It
makes
would be
perfect
miles
sense.
long.
Yeah, but we don't have In-N-Out here, but every other place does do DoorDash and shit. So it like it's gonna even out.
It wouldn't work.
They,
with
they
the-
would probably need a full like infrastructural overhaul.
Yes.
As
It would-
the restaurant.
They would need
restaurant-
delivery only locations.
I was
for
just
that to
as a non-Californian, I was very surprised when I was like trying to order In-N-Out to the hotel room. Couldn't do it.
The lines are chaos. I don't know why I said it like that. As is.
It's chaos.
I know,
It's
but-
chaos.
It's
so
chaos.
is fucking Portillo's is like out of the parking lot. You can get it from there.
Yeah.
I'm just-
It's a good.
It was just
comparison, I will
surprising.
say.
It was just surprising.
May I also add to this exact story, just to testament to my In-N-Out and Raising Cane's dedication.
Please, Joey.
My girlfriend is from California.
Okay.
She lives in Culver City. I
Huge.
flew out there to see her a little while ago, and get off the plane at LAX. She has a bag of Raising Cane's for me. She's a real one. Held it down for me.
Where did
she's-
she pick that up from? Burbank?
I'm apparently there's one relatively close to the airport.
By
so
LA,
it might
there's
have
one
been-
right by LAX.
I don't
What?
know my LA like that. So, but apparently
There's not a
fine.
Cane's by LA.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he said In-N-Out. My bad.
But we whipped right to a In-N-Out by LAX because she was hungry, wanted grilled cheese, and I proceeded to get In-N-Out too.
She's a
I
veggie.
gotta
Oh,
say-
there we go.
I as these things classically go, she was like veggie / pescatarian. Like she used to be vegan, broke, whatever. But I got her into chicken. So
Oh,
Oh, congrats,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
That's a big one.
huge win
That's what I'm
for the
saying. You know,
community.
Is that who was with you guys the other night?
yeah.
At the Waffle House? Okay, so here's a funny story.
Run it, please.
I post HardLore like when we come out with an episode on the hardcore subreddit, which is like a miserable place.
Oh, dude, it's literally like
Yeah, I
mind
don't know
you
why
again,
you
like
do that.
my timeline as an
gotta get
adult
some
/
clicks.
hardcore attendee accounted for. Like I missed the B9 board, but it still existed. Like
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the point in which I was going to shows. Even then, absolute cesspool. This is the most devolved, deformed, decrepit,
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
piece of a hardcore like forum I've ever seen. It's fucked, dude. It's
So-
the worst place
They're
on the
gonna
internet.
talk about. They're gonna hear this part. So
Well,
don't
that
post
being-
this episode in there, Bo.
Should I skip it? So that being said, someone, and it was after Furnace Fest, so it was very recently, someone posted the Koyo fucked your girlfriend shirt.
Oh yeah, I saw. I
Or it was
saw.
And like the top comment was like, that guy doesn't have a girlfriend.
Well,
And it was like a picture
Guess
of
what,
of,
motherfucker?
like Joey. Yeah, it was just like I read that and I was like, holy fuck.
dude,
This
and
place is
it's funny too
terrible.
because we played Sound and Fury. I wore that shirt. Literally, there's no like, it's not that deep. I literally just thought it would be a funny and mind you, emphasis on shitty bit to go on
Yeah,
stage
yeah.
in a shirt that says "Koyo fuck your
Koyo
bitch."
fucks your bitch,
Like that was
yeah.
completely like that was like lowbrow crap.
It's a
And
bit.
that
It's
is
a
just
bit.
a shitty bit.
It's a controversial
meant
bit.
nothing. There's no context to it. It was so shitty that it wasn't even like a this isn't even when bands try and do some like, yo, here's some like big brain fucking controversial faux cancel like on the cusp marketing. It was just a shitty bit. So
What did
and-
Have did a Sound and Fury shirt?
Have Heart masturbates after the first date.
yeah.
Yeah.
So same vibe. Did that shit. Played it. And did stickers too. We did 1,000 stickers and put them all over the place. Like nothing. Crickets. Like no one cared. Proceed to do the Stick to Your Guns tour. We had the stickers on that, but we didn't print the shirt. I gave the shirt to my friend Billy. I actually passed it off to him during our second song and let him keep it after that. I said, "You take this." But we stickers are going around and stuff, and suddenly, for whatever reason, it finally took. And then I started getting texts about like, people being pissed about it or whatever, or not even like
Really?
not even really pissed, but like just pissed enough that people were talking on Reddit about it. I was like,
Sure.
Yeah.
we're almost like we're like 3 months late on this, man. Like,
Yeah. Just that it was like misogynistic or what?
I think I saw. I didn't see anyone necessarily say that. I think a lot of people were just like, I think the main thing I saw was like, yo, like the 2000s are over, yo. Like enough of this shit.
Yeah,
like,
that's the point.
But that's the point. Yeah.
Exactly.
It went over their head.
Exactly. Like it's literally just like some like it's you know what it is? It's people who probably like couldn't enjoy watching Superbad anime, you know,
Right.
in this day and age. And
Sure.
frankly, if that's where you're at in life, I have no interest in speaking to you.
Dude, I was on Quit Your Band, and I brought up Superbad, and they both were hating on it.
Why?
Dude, there's nothing to hate.
I don't think because of like PC reasons or whatever, but they
yeah.
were
They're
both just
over
like
it?
they were just like, it's not that like
That's stupid.
Dude, it's awesome.
It's just in the like American comedy lexicon.
I remember seeing
The jokes
that
aren't
movie.
jokes anymore. It's just things people say.
Right, exactly. Right. Same.
Yep.
It's the same
Anchorman,
reason why
Step Brothers.
Anchorman. Exactly. It's the
Yep.
same exact thing.
It is
Anchorman,
built into our fucking society. Like,
we
I
just
get it.
beat every joke into the ground, and
Yeah.
it's just like not as funny anymore. But like at the time, dude, I remember when Superbad came out. I remember being in the theater and being like, "Yo, I've been laughing for 45 minutes
Yeah, I
straight."
can't breathe. I've not breathed one time.
Dude, it's maybe the funniest movie of all time. It's up there.
Of
It's
of
up
that
there.
decade, I think.
Yeah, at the very least,
Yeah,
like of
yeah.
that decade, it's God tier. And
That and Step Brothers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Step Brothers is different because those things are all for sure part of the lexicon too, but the delivery is like
It's all
you
delivery.
can't replicate it.
yeah,
Yeah, because
But
yeah,
still-
you're absolutely right.
Still goes.
The way John C. Riley says "dinosaur" is like it's just hilarious. Like,
Very close.
thank you, thank you.
It was actually
I practiced my John C. Riley.
it's good. It was very good.
Speaking of the Koyo fucked your bitch shirt,
Mm.
I liked that because, and I was just talking to Bo about this, that like, especially Koyo, because you were basically born in COVID. You know, your
Yeah.
record came out day one of COVID.
And I think was also listened to a lot because people thought, oh, we're gonna be done like 2-3 weeks. Like
Yeah,
a lot of
I can't
music
wait to
went
see
into the
this.
void during COVID.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
think that was the case with us. They
Dude,
thought
music
they were
went
gonna see
into the void with like we talk about this kind of often, but with like big like established bands.
Huge
Yeah,
bands
yeah.
had records that just nobody knows existed.
we just had lucky timing. But you were saying, I mean to cut you off. You're
But it's
you're on
no,
a-
you didn't cut me off. You're perfect. You're wonderful.
Let me cut him off. Was that a one-off? That shirt? It was just
Yes, there's
one.
literally just one, and it's sitting
Okay.
at my friend Billy's house.
Okay.
We were
Billy's
thinking
got
about
it.
printing some, but we were like, by the time we got around to like, should we even
don't
do
need to
this?
deal with
It-
all that.
yeah, it was shot.
But I
It's
like
over.
so that there being one of those adds to the lore, and then you leaving 1,000 stickers behind is proof
Yeah.
that. And I talked to Bo about this, and I talked to Cahill from Pure Noise about this. That like there is this entire generation, and now it's more than ever, of people that got into this kind of music purely digitally.
Yeah,
So
Oh.
so stuff is like holy shit. I can have stuff too, like a
Yeah.
stick. They're gonna give me this sticker for free.
I can have things,
They're gonna promote this by giving me something.
dude,
I think that's the way again.
for sure.
Porter threw X amount of Division One champ 7-inches into the shore,
What's cooler than that?
Dude,
and there were
straight up,
only like 100 on gold or whatever.
gone.
Like, you know, and they're just gone.
That's why they're
in,
so valuable.
They're
yeah.
in the shore.
Yeah.
you can literally they'll just wash up on the sand. It's pretty crazy.
Like shit like that is the best.
No,
Dude,
dude,
the Misfits did, I think it was like 80 or 81 at the Ritz in New York.
Mm.
They did a Halloween show where
Yeah.
they printed like trick or treat bags, and then the Halloween 7-inch was in it.
Dude, that's awesome. That's pretty.
Someone's
fucking
got them.
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course,
straight up.
you do. I mean, you don't know that you're the shit in those moments. You know,
Of course,
you become
of
the
course.
shit because of those moments.
That's a good way to frame it, for sure. For sure.
So Koyo fucking your bitch is what ultimately will make you the shit down the
Apparently
line.
shit.
That's gonna get
Apparently.
bootlegged. Someone's gonna
Exactly.
make that shirt someday.
Yeah, which I encourage. I wholeheartedly encourage it. Truly.
In 2035, there's going to be a podcast where they're going to be like, you know, Koyo actually fucked my bitch.
I knew the guy. He did it.
I knew the
Oh.
guy who got fucked.
Also, it's kind of funny.
By Koyo.
Like
Koyo's bitch fucked me. Did you know that?
Yeah, the bitch came fucking. She came around.
Dude, Koyo's bitch fucked me.
Koyo's bitch fucked me.
That's
There it
pretty
is,
good.
dude. That's a HardLore shirt. You can't have that one.
That's
You're allowed to print that and make as much money as you want on that.
Thanks, man. I'll cut you in a little bit. I'll renew your WoW sub with the profits from that.
That'd be fucking awesome. Just
Yo,
a taste of anything is nice.
You got it, dude.
Did you know you could pay for your WoW sub with in-game currency?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
thank God.
And it fucked the in-game economy for a long time.
Yeah, it did. But that's an interesting.
Because you're selling items and stuff just to keep playing the game. Right?
Dude, how about when Diablo had the real money auction house when it launched?
Crazy that ever happened. Like that, if that existed now, like that was a mess at the time. I'm sure it would have been 10 times the mess, given like just how much the digital age has fucking.
Dude,
like,
look at
really,
loot boxes are gone. They're
Yeah.
canceled.
Yeah,
Straight up.
Yeah. Straight. The world says fuck loot boxes, and rightfully so. It's literally just lottery bullshit.
It's
you know?
gambling.
It's gambling for children.
I'll
it's
take a
gambling
battle
for
pass
children.
all day.
Battle
I
passes.
love
are
a
fire.
battle pass.
Battle
Yeah, I
passes
love
are.
a battle pass.
You get the gratification of completing it, but there's certain stakes, there's certain rewards. Like,
Well,
like
what I
there's
like
certain
is
things
I pay this $20, every couple months, which guarantees that you're gonna keep making stuff for this game.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to keep you in business if you're gonna keep giving me the good stuff.
It's true.
One of the only games I got a battle pass for, The Division. Remember when that game came out?
That's crazy.
Oh shit!
I got it the night of, where I was like, this game is amazing.
Yeah.
Because when you're first starting out,
Day
it's
one,
like,
you're like,
for sure.
me and the boys are gonna run a train on this fucking.
Yep.
yeah, like of course I'm getting the battle pass. And that was
Day
one of the
two,
only
they're
ones.
like, I got work today, and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna play by myself. So.
Yeah, before you know, it's been like 2 weeks. Like, yeah, I played once.
I guess I'm gonna uninstall this. I gotta make room for Fall Guys.
Yeah, exactly. Fortnite just fucking got rid of building. I guess I'm back. Fuck it.
There you go. What have you been playing lately?
Honestly, but this is such like a fucking a cliche in itself, because such a stock thing to say, but I haven't been playing that many games because we've been so fucking busy touring.
yeah.
So
I've been off them until the last 2 weeks.
Colin, tell him.
Haven't touched a game until Overwatch 2. But brother, I just got a motherfucking Steam Deck,
fire, dude. That's
and
fucking
it's
awesome.
Unreal. That's the solution.
Dude, yeah, that's
the
like
solution.
the ultimate touring middle ground. I have a Switch again. My first Switch got jacked when our shit got broken into on tour with Touche. Like when Made in Touche did that tour in March. We were in Oakland, daytime smash and grab, lost all our bags, lost everything, lost my insulin, lost my laptop, the whole nine.
Your
Fucked up
insulin,
scenario.
God
Dude,
damn.
nightmare scenario. Like the type of thing that's like always in the back of your head. Like if this happened, I don't know what I would do. Well,
And then it happened.
It happened. It also happened 3 days ago too, by the way. But we got our shit back.
Okay, good.
Not everything, but we got like 75% of all the
Air
big
tags?
air tags, dude.
Of course.
This is a tangent, but it's worth.
No.
I want it.
Yeah, I want it.
I owe the respect to Life's Question and Drain for being down, because in hindsight, so we're going to, I believe it's Anchor Bar. It's like the home of the first Buffalo Wing in Buffalo.
Oh,
we had a lit morning. We went to see Niagara Falls, like the whole nine. Like we did Maiden in the Mist. I'd never done that in my whole life. Like it was.
Oh,
awesome.
I haven't done that.
Dude, it was sick. It was $25. You get on a little ferry, you go all the way up to the falls on the Canada side. Like it was a blast. And just because it was like us and Drain, we were just being like ridiculous, being a nuisance, screaming, jumping around, like and there were some other random people on the boat that also loved screaming and jumping around.
Hey,
So there were a lot of people screaming and jumping around. It
infectious.
was awesome. But the vibes are high, the day's amazing. We go to this Anchor Inn place. We're like, yo, we're gonna get the first Buffalo Wings ever, allegedly. And the Buffalo Wings were pretty good, I will say.
Bar
Well,
bill, dude. You guys should have hit me up.
Dude,
I could have helped you out.
I'm sure we definitely could have. And frankly, it was ultimately, from what I've gathered, it was a mistake to go there, but I did enjoy my time. But we start getting texts about how like one of our credit cards is getting ran up. And we're like, oh, that's kind of weird. I guess our guitar player TJ's like personal Amex card. Mm-hmm. And we have like each member of the band has one attached to their name. And he was like, yo, like we were under the impression that his shit was stolen like on like a card reader or something.
Yeah.
So we didn't think too much of it. We're like, we'll call Amex, just put a hold on it. Like, it'll be fine. Then we get back to the van. And mind you, it's rainy out, but it's still like 3 p.m. It's daytime. Our lock is busted and like on the side door. All of our bags gone. Had air tags, roll up to this house. I'm instantly, we're like, It pinged like 2 minutes ago. It's a like 8-minute drive down the road. This shit had to have been stolen within the last hour tops. Like we've only been here.
How
for
many
an hour
tags did you have in the stuff that got stolen?
Like 3, I think, or 2, and then 1 pair of like AirPods that were just attached via Find My. So we're confident in this house. Instantly, I call Life's Question and Dre and our buddy Zach, and I'm basically just like, "Yo, our shit got stolen. We're going to this house right now. Let's go." And in hindsight, I've expressed this to them.
Crazy.
I appreciate how down they all were, because realistically,
Yeah,
that might have not
you never
been
know.
because like we went to a honestly, God, we went to a house in the hood, rolled up 20 people deep, walked right up on the porch. We're like, "Yo, our shit got stolen. This is where the AirTag says it is. What's up?" Because this guy very easily could have like walked out the door with
Yeah.
could have acted at the very least. He could have taken a gun out and been like, "Please leave my property." And
Yeah,
what
of
the fuck
course.
could we have done? You know,
I don't know what you're talking about. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy as that.
It was very rash. I appreciate sincerely everyone being down to roll with us. Like
Yeah,
think about those. Think about Sammy from Drain.
I know.
He's smiling
Like, hey man, you stole his AirTag.
Yeah. His choice of words was, "I was ready to go to war for you guys," and I don't usually do that. So like it was a crazy scenario, and I truly appreciate everyone being down. Thankfully, we got everything that mattered back. We got laptops, we got passports, which obviously we got Europe next month. So like, who knows if we would have been able to get this situated.
Yeah.
The guy
You
said
would.
It was what were
For
we saying?
future reference, we've had our passports stolen. Once you're in the system, you could get emergency passports made same day.
That's great to know. That's really great to know, frankly. because
You might have to go to a specific like office to do it.
right,
Because
right.
they're
Might
like
take
regional,
all day.
and it might take all day. But just for future reference,
But it's doable.
yeah.
That actually, now that I think about it, that I that makes sense. And I remember Anthony on that Touche tour lost his passport right before Canada, flew to Puerto Rico to get one, and then flew back and played Boston the same night. I forgot that happened.
What?
So yes, I do know that's a thing. I totally forgot about that.
Como?
Anthony lost his passport 1 week from the Canada shows on that Touche tour, and the only passport appointment in America for an emergency passport that was available was in Puerto Rico. So he bought a flight, flew to Puerto Rico, did his
That's
passport appointment,
unreal.
and flew back to Boston. Crazy.
Holy shit!
So
Dude,
stupid.
absolutely.
How did the interaction go with the thief?
The
What did they say?
The presumed. So we get up there. One guy,
The alleged thief.
the alleged thief, the presumed thief. It's like a 2-story house. There's a front door on the top. We all get out of our cars and the van and stuff, like in the middle of the road. And there's just a guy. The top story has like a door, and there's just a guy walking out the door, and he's basically just like, "What's going on? Why are you all here?" We basically just shout to him, "Hey, like a bunch of our shit got stolen. We have trackers on it. We know it's here. It all says this address." He slams the door. Another guy comes out the front, and he's like, "You saying some of your stuff got stolen? Whatever." Like, and we just basically said the same thing to him. He goes, "Oh, a crackhead sold us a bag of shit for $20 about 45 minutes ago. 2 guys in hoodies. They walked down the road the other way, but I think I have your stuff." He goes inside, hands us a fucking bag of like all of our shit rummaged through. We spill it out all over his deck and like sort our stuff and get it all together. Like the neighbors are all like, respectively, like there's like 2 houses to the left and right. Like the neighbors are like running into their houses, shutting their doors. Like people think something fucked up's about to go down. We got all our stuff back, and we were just like,
all of it.
Not all of it. We're down.
The important stuff.
The important stuff. What
are you down? That's a good way to put it.
TJ had like a $300 pair of headphones that's down. His entire wallet was gone. TJ got fucked the worst here. He had a nice jacket that was gone. His hat was gone. Like all of TJ's belongings were gone. Harold lost an SSD for work. He does like marketing stuff. I don't think any projects got like super fucked, but he lost like projects via that.
Yeah.
God, dude, if the HardLore hard drive was lost,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Odds and ends stuff that I think like we tallied up the math on it. It was like around like $700 worth of like miscellaneous stuff missing.
That's
not bad, dude. It could have been 10. It literally could have been like a $10,000 L.
Easily,
and with the door replacement, like we're probably looking at like an $800 L tops.
Hey,
totally fine. Ironically, the only thing I lost was the backpacks that replaced the last backpack that was stolen. But you know,
brutal.
That's neither here nor there.
Dude, I can't believe you guys rolled up to a house.
I can't believe it either. That's stupid in hindsight.
It's probably like this maybe needs to be a PSA to not.
Yeah, don't
do that. That was a fight or flight, like ridiculous behavior. Like that was just
there's gonna be an instance soon where something goes horribly wrong.
Exactly, dude. Like with all the air tags are a blessing in the regard of like, yo, you can find out where your shit is, but like it's not always that people opt to just go directly to said location and knock on the door. I feel like usually whether it's someone for better or worse fucking calling a cop or just going, yo, my shit's gone, take the L, whatever.
Depending on what it is.
When we had our bags stolen, in order to try to get stuff back, we filed a police report.
Yeah.
And when we like posted about this happening and like, I don't remember exactly what we did. Only a couple of people. And granted, this is 2015. So
yeah, very different now.
But people were like, can't believe you would talk to the cops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't fucking believe it.
Dude, it
was like the ringleader, I've talked about this before, but the ringleaders of this body shop that had people going out and stealing were found executed later that year.
So it was much greater than you. know?
So if I fucking roll, like
and frankly, like all that accounted for, it's like obviously fuck cops, the fucking no-brainer, fuck them all.
Yeah.
But it's like for that exact reason, in your scenario, those guys ended up executed. Maybe it's better fucking cops see that through than you, like
we got 2 MacBooks and 2 GoPros back because we filed the police report and they went and bought it as undercover because they were already suspecting this place.
God forbid that something went south. It's like end of the day, like better a fucking cop than you.
Yeah, better a detective.
If it's gotta go a violent or fucked up way because that's the dice you're rolling with a scenario like that. Like better him as proxy for you. Like us handling our own situation there was a very risky.
Yeah, don't do that again. Anybody listening,
really don't do that.
Again.
I'm thinking of like a place here on the south side or far west side. Like, oh, it's there, huh?
Yeah, no,
Dude, that was the vibe. It was really fucking stupid.
Wow.
If you follow an AirTag after it gets stolen, Koyo's gonna fuck your bitch.
That's what we learned.
Don't do it. What's coming up next for Koyo? You got LP time?
So LP is being finished currently. We're going back to wrap it. We have drums, rhythm guitar, my vocals, and a lot of Harold's vocals done. We actually just got some like comps of stuff back today, and I'm really excited about it.
Nice.
We're playing.
That's a recurring theme on the show. Keep talking to people who just get mixes back.
Yeah. Like we just literally didn't have the time to finish the record in the month that we had. Like we did a week of pre-pro while we were there, and then like 3 weeks, and then Sound and Fury kind of interrupted it. So we just didn't have enough time. We're wrapping it by the end of November. We're playing shows, 1 show in Chicago and 3 shows in Philly with Neck Deep and Drain at the start of November. We're playing the Mind Force record release this weekend, which is also dope. And then we have a sold out Long Island headliner, our first like Long Island headlining show back in about a year, which is
nice.
Awesome.
Because we haven't played since that first fall. We got busy, and that's
that's the day after
yours.
Our show next month.
Show. It's at Massapequa VFW Hall, Queensway. Fleshwater's also playing. Scalen's band Dead Last, this band Interlove from Long Island, and Justin from Laid to Rest, like acoustic project. Mile Sunrise.
Dude,
yeah,
Mile Sunrise is so good.
Dude,
really?
Gas.
Yeah, I love it. He's so talented, it's crazy.
Wow. Okay.
It's great, and it's like a nice contrast to the rest of the bill having him open and stuff. Like Long Island's only VFW spot right now. We were like VFW starved for like since probably SRC went, since like maybe like.
That was the spot for sure.
That was the spot. That was like the one for a minute. Like EHS, SRC kind of went around the same time and really had nothing since. But Massapequa VFW is fucking awesome. You can smoke cigarettes at the bar. It's a completely different. Yeah, they love it there. They love it there.
You like that? You like cigging at the bar?
I think it's awesome at an optic level.
Yeah.
I think it's culturally dope.
30 feet away.
My fucking bathroom has been under construction all week, so I've been working from the cafe up the street. And I went into the bathroom today, and a guy was just smoking a cigarette.
Unreal.
In the bathroom.
That's so crazy.
Dude,
it's 60 degrees outside. It was nice today.
This hasn't gone up yet, but I talked to Anthony Green at Aftershock Fest.
Yeah.
And he told me that he smokes cigarettes in airplane bathrooms.
I don't know how a man.
He's the guy that
they warn you.
He does it, but he's good. He's skilled.
Yeah, he's unbelievably skilled.
He's never been caught. He's a gangster, dude.
Why would you not just like vape or something?
He's
like
a
an
gangster.
actual.
He don't need to vape.
Yeah, straight up.
He smokes cigs.
It's too gangster.
Because he listens, he knows what the cigging looks cooler.
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was fucking with me, but I don't think he was.
It's optics, dude. He's like, yo, I'm gonna rip these fucking cigs in an airplane bathroom, and I know there's probably nothing more badass I could do than that right now, you know?
Because if I get caught, at least
It's
I'm
like-
smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is fire.
And if the news report goes up, like Anthony Green caught
Vaping.
smoking cigs in airplane bathroom, people will be like, yo, he's the fucking hardest motherfucker
Dude,
alive.
people rejoice. People literally would
he's
rejoice. I would
wild,
rejoice.
you know?
It's crazy.
He's a legend. He's gangster.
But
But
yeah.
anyway,
The other two things we got announced, or three things, because I'm just running through the whole line, just in
Yeah.
interest that maybe people listening happen to be local to these things. We're doing Europe with Silverstein, Comeback Kid, Census Fail, and that's cracked and awesome, and I'm very excited about it. I can't wait to finally see Comeback Kid in Europe. That's like, it's one of those like fabled things, so I'm very excited to see that.
I chuckled because we were just talking about the HardLore numbers in Europe. So
yeah.
people
They're
being
hilarious.
local to that, you don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
You're good.
That checks out. But then we get back, then we play for day one for the children. I don't know. Do we play the same day?
I think so.
Dope. That's perfect. Well, we play
we
day
go.
one. And then after
I'll
that,
be there.
nothing all of January. And then we just announced a tour with Bayside and I'm the Avalanche, which is like goated
Wow.
Long Island tour for
Big
me.
one.
Like full,
Yeah.
full US. Like that's like inconceivable Long Island shit. Like if you told me at 15 I'd be on tour with Bayside, I'd spit my fucking drink out. It's like crazy shit for me. And I'm the
Wow.
Avalanche is also like, I love the movie life. I also love I'm the Avalanche. I'm the Avalanche definitely is like a little more cult Long Island. It's their first full US in like a decade, but like
Oh, wow.
their band's fucking awesome. It's dope. It's just more rock and roll than movie life, essentially, in a good way.
I think it's safe to say that everything good coming your way has been earned.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Of course, And
I appreciate any and all opportunity to do what we've been doing because
you've only just begun.
Oh,
Koyo has truly only just begun.
it means a lot because at this point, like whatever we've done thus far, like it's truly and sincerely every instance of every single thing we've done is like, yo, if this wrap tomorrow, I'm grateful we got to do this much. This is already like a bull run like I never imagined,
You've
Beautiful.
done quite a bit. Yeah.
Beautiful sentiment from a beautiful man.
I
Amazing.
appreciate it.
I think this is the first of many Joey appearances on HardLore.
Hey, happy to be back anytime.
Gotta
You know,
get you
straight up.
back after you.
Got to get you back. As Koyo grows, we got to hear more of the tale.
Yeah.
I'm happy to write
But-
it. Please.
But this has been a wonderful chat with our buddy Joey from Koyo. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course.
Could you do us one quick favor?
One
Yes.
favor.
Could you say it's HardLore time?
Of course I can.
Is there any way? Are you around? I know it's 9:15.
Mhm.
Is there anybody sleeping around you?
No.
What are you gonna ask him to do?
Could you sing, yell? It's HardLore time.
Yeah, if you want that, if you really want that, I'll do that. For
Come
you.
on, it's great. Back up from the mic a little bit.
Yeah. How far back do I gotta be for this?
That's good.
That's probably
That's
good.
good. All right. Just look at my composure here. Yeah.
All right.
I took my headphones off.
Yeah.
It's on time.
Amazing.
Gorgeous.
Wow.
Gorgeous.
Bravo.
That was the best one ever.
Thank you so much.
I'm
Thank
happy
you,
I could give
Joey.
you what you wanted. Of course.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm here for.
Go drink some tea after that one.
Yeah. I gotta recoup.
And I'm about to piss my dick off. So thank you so much for joining us.
Of course.
Thank you all for watching.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.